5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Matt Gibbs is here. We're going to talk about cars. If you have a question about your car or any automobile or truck or anything with an engine in it, I guess, Matt will be able to answer your question. The number is 622-9622. Matt is the owner of Sunrise Automotive and Crossroad Auto Sales, both of which I am a customer. The show is called Auto Repair with Personal Care. And good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Larry.
So there was a story this morning, and I know this came up, I think, last winter, or it comes up a lot. AAA analysts are saying now that the gas prices might go up. The oil prices, let's see, they're doing maintenance at the refineries. And they're also, and this is what I want to get to, the refineries conducted this maintenance in advance of the busy summer driving season to do repairs and prepare for the switch to the summer blend fuel. The EPA requires a different blend of gasoline in the summer in order to meet air quality standards. So I guess the question I have is, the cold weather makes the gasoline not as polluting? Is what exactly does that mean?
I don't really know as far as the summer gas and the winter gas. Another summer blend.
It says the summer gas. Well, I'm paraphrasing it now, so I don't keep looking at the notes here. But the summer gas is less polluting. Well, it would be more polluting, I guess, if you use winter gas in summer. Isn't that what you're getting out of that?
I guess it's huh.
Is there a way to measure? Because you're a guy who likes to experiment.
Okay.
Is there a way to take some summer blend and some winter blend and measure how much pollution it gives, and then do it like on a cold day as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be. I mean, you just have to have a 4-gas analyzer. I don't have a 4-gas analyzer because there's really no need. And some of the states that have emission controls, like California, for instance.
Right.
You have to have yearly checkups on emissions. So therefore, if you have a 4-gas analyzer and you're in California, you're gonna, you go in, you get your inspection done to make sure that your car's exhaust is at a certain level. And so it's real popular out there in the West. And then up in the Northeast too.
When did we start having a summer blend? What year did we?
That I have no idea, Larry.
All right. So off the air, I told you my son test drove a what do you call it?
Tesla.
A Tesla. And the one thing I want to tell you about that he told me is that, well, two things. First of all, when you're in neutral and you let when you're in drive and you take your foot off the gas, you roll forward. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. In a Tesla, that doesn't happen. You take your foot off the accelerator, you don't go anywhere.
Right, it just stays there.
So it artificially has that feature if you want it. So
where it will roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take your foot off the gas, and it'll still roll very, very slowly. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. And same thing with the noises. They have some artificial noises.
Right. Well, a lot of cars from 2005 on up, when you turn your turn signal on, they click,
Yeah.
That's artificial.
That's how I knew I was home when I was a kid. I'd be sleeping in the back seat. Oh, well, there's the only time my father turned on the blinker, I think, was when we got in the driveway. Okay, so the other thing was, as far as filling up, in quotes, the Tesla, because it's all electric, he was telling me how many hours it takes on 110 versus how many hours it takes on 220. Am I saying that right? But then he said those stations, like the one over at Heathbrook, whatever it's called over there, that takes 15 minutes. 15 minutes to fill it up. So why don't we have them in our homes to fill up our cars?
Well, you probably could.
Eventually? And how do they do it for free? I don't understand. You go to a gas station and you don't pay anything?
Is that how I
Yeah, he said it's free.
It's free? We were at somewhere. I think we were down in Orlando, and I think we went to the Millennium Mall in Orlando, and they had a section over there where electric cars, and there was in the parking lot at the mall, and there was a charging station. There's 3 or 4 spots where you park and you could plug your car in.
And they don't charge anything.
I guess not.
Other than the car. Joke.
Yeah.
But isn't that just seems... Is it because the Tesla people actually pay somebody I mean, how would you justify building that? It must cost money.
It does, unless they have the charging stations, or
is the government paying for it?
Well, that could be too. There could be some subsidized. They could be subsidized, and I think if you have, if you have a company, and if you have a certain amount of cars in your company, there's a big tax breaks if X amount of the vehicles are alternative fuel, whether it be electric, CNG, propane, whatever.
Right.
And they get subsidized money for using alternative fuels.
All right, I just Googled the question. How can Tesla afford to offer drivers free charging for life? Gosh, where's the simple answer here? Because really, okay, that doesn't tell you anything. I'll look at it during the break. But isn't it interesting how they can do that? It must be because it's like a $120,000 car.
Yeah.
So, well, that's how.
But let's say
it's not free at all.
But if you had a Tesla, you live in Ocala, you have a Tesla, you're at the mall, and if our mall right here at the Paddock Mall, if they had a couple spots where people could park their car and charge, who's paying for the electricity that's filling up the car?
Yeah, that's what yeah.
Tesla's not going to write a check to the Paddock Mall for one.
Maybe they are.
Maybe they will.
Are there some things about those cars? Some of the newer cars are advertising now this accident-free, like a radar in the front of it. Have you seen those ads?
No, I have not. I haven't seen the.
So I don't know what that does.
I've seen braking assist, where there's actually there's a sensor in the front of the car, and if it's coming up on something, and it's,
maybe that's what it does.
Yeah,
maybe that's the same thing.
Applying the brakes. And I saw a Honda Accord. I think it was a Accord or a Civic. This weekend, we were down in Tampa this weekend, and it had the cameras on the right underneath the outside rearview mirrors and stuff for the blind spots cameras and stuff like that. It's the way that the car companies are working and the way that technology's it's just crazy. It's going to be very interesting in the next 10 years. Where automobile advances to.
And some things will stay the same, right? You still need to grease your wheels, right? That's going to be it always, right?
Grease your wheels?
Don't you grease your wheels?
No, I don't grease my wheels anymore. I have non-greasable wheels
really?
in my car. Well, a lot.
Don't you still need to put lubrication on things? And
still, yes. Anything that moves and stuff does need to be lubricated. But when you say greasing your wheels, the first thing I'm thinking is packing wheel bearings. We don't do
that anymore. Okay.
No, they're sealed bearings.
You're just talking to a guy who doesn't know the right words, but you know what I mean. Do you know what would be fun for you? You're such a giving guy and a loving guy. There's a bad guy. I don't want to say bag boy because he's a grown man, but he's a special needs person, and he bags groceries over at Publix by Trinity Catholic High School.
Okay.
Have you ever gone into that Publix?
No, I've never.
Okay. This guy loves to talk to me about cars, and of course, I don't know anything about cars. And he'll always talk. Oh, you know what I saw? I saw a 1967 Chevy, and he'll go into all the details about the engine, and I'll say, "Gosh, you know a lot about cars," And then of course, that's pretty much the end of the conversation. But he would love talking to you because you could actually talk to him.
Next time you go to that Publix, won't you invite him to our show? Let's get him on here and talk about cars.
Yeah, you think? You go meet him. I'll tell you his name off the air.
Okay.
He's a really nice guy. and if he's at his aisle helping bag groceries, and you say, "Hey, how you doing?" He's loyal to his aisle. If you're in his aisle, he'll chat with you. But if you're in another aisle, I'm talking to this lady. She's prettier than you. All right, we'll be right back. If you have a question about cars, call in 622-9622. Matt Gibbs is here to answer those questions. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, variable cloudiness with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, high 78 to 82. And partly cloudy and mild tonight, those 64 to 68. Mostly cloudy and becoming windy tomorrow with some thunderstorms around mainly during the late morning and afternoon hours. when they can produce damaging wind gusts, even an isolated tornado. The high tomorrow 78 to 82. Thursday, sunshine, breezy, and much cooler, high 65 to 69. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need
too.
my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Palm Garden wants to get to the heart of the matter. If you've been in the hospital as a cardiac patient, maybe you have a pacemaker or congestive heart failure or an arrhythmia, or perhaps you're a heart bypass patient, then consider Palm Garden as your rehab choice. With proven outcomes second to none, Palm Garden fixes broken hearts. Call today at 854-6262. That's 854-6262.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports. Only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. Listen to the Voice of Ocala right here weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock, we were looking at the answer to try and figure out how Tesla gives away free electricity. By creating a completely free 20 minutes to charge network that runs across the entire country tied to a 200-plus daily range, Elon Musk and Tesla have simply destroyed any objections around range anxiety, or more importantly, any reason why a BMW 550i or 750i or Mercedes E550 or S550 or even S63 could be considered a better or safer choice. So it doesn't really answer how they do it. It basically says why they do it. They do it so that people will buy the cars. Well,
And there you have it.
did I tell you when we went to Chattanooga, we were with a guy who drove from Louisville to Chattanooga in a hybrid car. And he was pretty successful. He was the guy who did the music for Seinfeld. Okay, so he had some money. And he bought one of those cars because he said those of us who have the money need to be buying them so that there's a market for them so that they come down in price. Do you think that's true?
That's true.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened to almost everything, like VCRs.
Yeah. I mean, look at a VCR when they first come out.
Yeah.
They were stupid money.
So rich people buy the things first, and then the rest of us get one later on.
Or we wait till, the more and more people buy. When in the car business, let's say you go to Palm Chevrolet and you buy a brand new Corvette today, a brand new one.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be nice.
You like to see me in that?
I'd like to see you get in there. All right, so you go and you buy a brand new Corvette, and let's say something breaks on it, this part fails, and you take it in and you have a warranty and they fix it. Now, Palm Chevrolet charges GM to fix the car, and they get paid by General Motors. They pay the technician to fix the car. They pay the parts department for the part, and that's the most expensive time that part's going to be. As time goes on, that part is going to, like a mass airflow sensor. Mm-hmm. When mass airflow sensors first come out, there were $700. That's what that's what the factory would pay the dealership for that part was $700. And then 5 years later, you can buy that same exact part for $98.
Wow.
As time goes on, as the quantity increases and sales go up, and then those parts become cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it works backwards in the car business.
You have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Yes, good morning, Matt, Larry.
Hey.
Morning.
I got a couple of questions about gasoline. If you're planning on storing a vehicle for maybe 6 months or longer, would you fill the gas tank up all the way to the top, or try to drain it down as much as you can?
I'd fill it all. I would fill it up to at least 3/4.
Would you use staple?
Yes.
Okay, and that would be good for at least 6 months then?
Oh, yes.
Okay. The second question is, if you're driving along and you have a vehicle that uses only premium gas, and you're out in no man's land and you need gas in a hurry because you're running low, you pull up to a filling station and all they've got is regular, not premium, is it okay to put some of that in there, or would you be doing some damage?
You won't do no damage to it. You'll might experience some spark knocks, some pinging, things like that, but you really won't do any damage. Extended spark knock can cause damage to the tops of the pistons, but if you're out in the middle of the desert and that's your only option, you go with that option.
It's better than walking, I guess.
Yeah, it's way better than walking.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
The number, if you want to call Matt, is 622-9622. We've got 8 minutes left in the show. Please call as early as you can. Good questions sometimes happen right at the end.
Yeah.
And it's hard to answer them then. So you had a busy weekend. Your son is such an athlete when it comes to the racing. And for those who don't know, Matt's son races in a wheelchair.
Right.
And he's outstanding.
Yeah, he did outstanding.
Wow. So he won all the races he entered?
He did.
Do the other contestants hate seeing him? Like, oh, no.
No, they most all of them are pretty excited when he shows up.
Really?
Yeah, and
Are they all in wheelchairs, or is he racing?
no, there was 30,000 runners.
Oh, okay.
And then some are in wheelchairs. He did a half marathon on Sunday, and in the half marathon, his girlfriend has
That's
been
13 miles, right?
13.1, yeah.
Wow.
And his girlfriend was actually going to run it. Stephanie was going to run it with him, and she had a fracture in her ankle, so the doctor said she can't run.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
So Joey has a hand cycle bike, 27-speed cycle bike.
Right.
So they came up with this idea that she was going to do the half marathon in his cycle bike.
Okay.
So she started training with him in the cycle bike. Well, there was a couple guys in wheelchairs. Joey was in his wheelchair. Stephanie was on a hand cycle, and then all of a sudden, this whole group of guys, and 4 of them were military vets that got hurt in overseas.
Oh my goodness!
But there was a whole group of them, and they come in these high tech racing hand cycles. These things are like $20,000 a piece.
Oh no!
And I'm thinking, well, there's no way you're going to win this because he's got to push.
Yeah, right.
And these guys are like on a bicycle.
He's literally pushing the wheels the way you see people use their
push the
wheelchairs.
wheels, right.
Wow.
And so I'm
It's
like,
amazing.
There's no way. And
he beat them?
He beat everybody. And who came in second?
Wow.
His girlfriend came. They came in side by side.
No way.
Yeah, up against all those other guys. They've been training for that event for months.
Wow. Wow.
But he did.
Well, good for them. Wow. You're proud, aren't you?
Yeah, it was.
I'm proud. I don't even really know him.
Yeah, I was very, very blown away by what he was able to accomplish this last weekend. He went 30.4 miles in just over 2 hours. It took him to go 30.4 miles.
Do you still need sponsors for something?
Oh, he's always asking for sponsorship. These races and these things that he does, it takes a lot of money because it's not so bad when we do it locally. But track season is coming upon us, and he's going to Wisconsin, Arizona, Missouri, New Jersey, Illinois. He travels a lot.
If you don't mind me saying this, and I'm going to say it, and then if it's not okay, then you're probably going to say, Larry, that wasn't cool. But But you have a real good chance. He has a real good chance of being in the Olympics in 2020, right?
Right.
Okay. And you are looking for sponsors for that too. That'll be global. I mean, people, whatever if your sponsor is, what would you put an ad on his shirt? Or
he's got special jerseys, and he adds people to his jersey.
I mean, so if you've got deep pockets and you can afford to sponsor something like this, I mean, it's not cheap, right? Where's the Olympics, in Brazil?
No, 2020 will be Japan.
Japan. My goodness.
Now, I will say this. When it comes to the actual Olympics in 2020 in Japan,
if I win the lottery, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to help you out.
All right. But to be honest with you, with that event, there'll be an awful lot of fundraisers and things that will not just help Joey as an athlete, but a lot of the athletes, but it's getting there. It's all the stuff he has to do prior to, and it's actually going to be the Pan American Games, and that's going to be in Lima, Peru, in 2018.
What is your role in all this? You keep the wheels greased?
Yeah, I keep the wheels greased. Yes, I do.
Figuratively or literally?
I do. I take that thing apart, and we grease all the bearings and clean everything, and I work on it quite a bit.
But you told me that you just are not the coach. You can't be the coach.
No, I can't be.
Like it's too emotional for you or something.
No, it's not that it's too emotional. It's like, when Dad says something, okay, Dad. When Coach says something, yes, sir.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
And how important, in a guy who's as disciplined as Joey, how important is that coach? He's already got the self-discipline.
The coach is awesome. The coach, there's technique to all this. It's not just, there's techniques, and there's position in his chair that's very, very critical and crucial. That's why that's why back in the beginning of the summer, we had the fundraiser to buy him a new bike, because the other racer, the other chair, he didn't fit in it the way he was supposed to fit in it. So we had to have a new chair, and this chair is handmade specifically to him.
For those who saw the Christmas parade and saw the reindeer run before the Christmas parade, and you saw a guy flying down Silver Springs Boulevard in a wheelchair, you saw, without realizing it, a future Olympic star.
That's right.
That's Joey.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw, you didn't realize you saw a future star, but there he is. Yeah. I mean, he's a star right now, but once he hits that Olympic spotlight, that's going to just open the whole world.
Right. That's right.
So.
And when I met with the Olympic people when he was at the Junior Nationals, the director for the Olympics said and her name is Kathy Seller, she actually puts the Olympic team together. The adaptive Olympic team consists of 80 athletes for the United States. And when she puts that team together, she was at the Junior Nationals watching everybody compete, and she came to me and asked me if Joey was my son, and I said yes, and she took me off, and she said, "There's a rumor out here about you," and she said, and the rumor is that you don't have anything to do with him participating in these events. And I said, well, that's not true. I said, but Joey has to want to do it for himself. Sure. I can't yell at him and push him and tell him to train. Yeah. He's the one that's going to go to the Olympics, not me.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Something that could have been devastating. I mean, it is devastating. When he had the accident that caused him to go paralyzed, it was devastating. I mean, your heart was broken.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't even imagine what you went through, Matt, and what your family went through. But now, I mean, just look at what he's doing with what he has left, and with his attitude, with his ambition, with his heart. With his figuratively heart, not the physical heart.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, Matt, if we want to get our car fixed,
just come by Sunrise Automotive, or give me a call at 352-690-1993.
Where's your music? Hold on.
I got it on my phone, Larry.
Go see Matt. Do you really? Sunrise. Here we go. All right. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Larry.
Call Matt. Matt is my mechanic. Trust me. He's trustable. We'll be right back.
Matt Gibbs in the guy. Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president delivering a statement this morning on the controversial detention center in Cuba as Congress gets ready to receive a plan to close Gitmo.
The president's plan is to transfer away as many detainees as possible to third countries and bring those remaining to the U.S. But that's a step that's opposed by many members of Congress, Republicans.